come up with that dog shit pick.
What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Jimnasium with me, XFL Jim, joined by my man Chase, Lupine Fiasco, the Wolf of Oaklawn, Mr. Sexual Vinegar himself, Sessoms. What's up, my man?
Man, it rained today, so I've just got my typical grandpa problems of my entire body hurting. So,
is it just rain?
It's rain. I don't know. Most obscure holidays makes it hurt too. It seems. No, just I guess anytime there's like a low pressure system or something that just I need a lot of pressure. I guess is what I'm telling you. Is like I'm a prime candidate for a compression sock.
You should get like a whole compression blanket that you just wrap around yourself, or a suit.
Yeah, just go ahead and just basically just full body Spanx is what you're saying.
Yeah, full body Spanx would be kind of hot.
That would be, especially like a nude color. Spank.
Yeah, you just walk around the house like that. And they're not technically nude.
Yeah,
you get your mail outside, just like, hey neighbor.
Yeah, I would paint a butt crack on it. To be fair, just draw a butt line down the middle,
and then draw abs on it too.
Well, yeah,
abs
and then
the butt crack, and that's all you need.
And it's the tiniest little penis.
Yeah, so you have to be up, you have to be like about 2 feet away to actually notice it.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's so tiny.
I wanted to start off today's episode with a stat.
Let's hear it.
I saw on Twitter. So Geno Smith, drafted in 2013, this season has thrown more touchdown passes than every quarterback drafted in 2013 in their career. Every other quarterback.
That was a bad draft class, wasn't it?
So we look back. We had E.J. Manuel drafted to the Buffalo Bills.
Oof.
We had Geno Smith to the Jets. We had Mike Glennon get drafted in that draft. Still in the league, Mike Glennon. I'm pretty sure he's a backup somewhere.
Sticking his neck out somewhere.
Matt Barkley.
Oof.
Yep. Ryan Nassib, getting drafted there to the Giants.
I don't even remember who he played for.
He played for the Giants, but who did he play in college?
Was he Penn State? No, that was Carl Nassib.
Let me see.
No idea.
Ryan Nassib played college. Syracuse. For the Qs.
I guess that sounds familiar.
Landry Jones to the Steelers.
LOL Landry Jones.
XFL legend Landry Jones.
XFL legend Landry Jones, but still.
He did throw more, Landry Jones has thrown more XFL touchdown passes than any of these quarterbacks combined. And then also we had Tyler Wilson, Brad Sorensen, Zach Dizert. I'm going to say Dizert. BJ Daniels, who I think also is an XFL legend, if I remember right.
Man, Tyler Wilson, I forgot Tyler Wilson got drafted by the Raiders.
Oh, BJ Daniels,
in an early-ish round too, I think. That's crazy.
Yeah, BJ Daniels also XFL legend. And then Sean Renfree.
EJ Manuel is easy to forget existed.
Yes. This is actually a really bad quarterback class.
Yeah, that's all I could think was just how terrible that they mentioned Geno Smith, and then immediately I remember how bad that quarterback class was, though, because of how high he went. But I mean, hey,
he went the second round. EJ Manuel was the 16th overall pick.
Kind of similar to last year's quarterback class. How last year's quarterback class is going to be viewed, I think.
I don't know if they'll be as bad.
Pretty bad, though.
They're pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
They are pretty bad. But we have bowl season coming up for college football, and I want your opinion. What do you think of college football's like postseason? Because I am inside me there are two wolves. One that loves college football even it's all its dumb offseason is. Like, I love how stupid the postseason is. And then one that I do not care at all about bowl season. I don't care about the postseason. I live for college football's like rivalries, storylines, the crazy dumb stuff, and a lot of that happens in the regular season.
You know, I was thinking today, like, part of me is starting to miss the BCS era. Like,
I was talking with Eric, and I want to go even further back. I want to go back to the polls.
you would go back to the polls.
I want to go back to the polls.
You know, it's the whole committee thing with the playoff that makes it kind of, I don't know. It just seems so like clandestine and shitty. Like with the whole like college football playoff committee element of it, because like it's a, you know, I don't know. Like I almost feel like for the playoff to really work and thrive, like you literally just have to put all of college football together and then just have different divisions like the NFL, and whoever wins their division makes it into the playoff, or you have to expand it to 32 teams, because like when you have that many people trying to figure out, you know, who the top 4 is, someone's always going to get fucked. And then, but the thing with like the BCS was like, it was all based on numbers. And I feel like as a nation, we've grown as analytics nerds, and everyone would be like, yes, this is the way.
And I will point out that since the playoffs have started, the BCS has correctly predicted the top 4 teams every year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in 2 years, we're going to 12.
I mean, it'll be better with 12, I think.
So I was looking it up, and let's see how this playoff would go. So 12-team playoff, how it would go right now. Let's see, because okay, so this is Yahoo Sports. What a 12-team playoff would look right now. Here's what it would be. Your first round buys. So it's the highest-rated conference champions.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first round bye weeks, you'd have Georgia gets a bye, Michigan gets a bye, Clemson would get a bye, and Utah gets a bye. Okay. Which is funny. I think that is very funny.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Your first round matchups. Here we are, Chase. TCU versus Tulane.
Ooh.
Ohio State, Penn State. Rematch. That's the worst one in my opinion.
Maybe, yeah.
Alabama, USC.
Okay.
Could be interesting. I don't know. Tennessee, K-State. I like that.
That'd be a pretty good game.
So that's your playoff situation right there with 12 teams. So the winner of Tennessee, K-State plays Georgia.
Okay.
The winner of Alabama, USC plays Michigan. The winner of... Actually, I think that's right. Yeah. And the winner of Ohio State, Penn State plays Clemson.
I'm actually not hating any of these, except for just the fact that Clemson is present. You know?
Yeah,
like
but...
the fact that Clemson's actually there.
It's a damn shame, but they won their conference.
Yeah, I know.
And then you've got... then you have... The winner of TCU Tulane gets to play Utah.
TCU Tulane might be a banger game.
I think that would be a banger game.
And the winner of TCU Tulane against Utah would probably be a banger game too.
It would be. I think so.
I like the expansion. I like it
too. I think Tennessee K-State could be fun. And as much as like I think USC is not that great, I do think USC Alabama could be fun.
Right.
And I don't people were talking about trying to really push Bama into the playoffs these last couple of days. And when did we think Alabama was such a much better team? Like, aside from the name Alabama.
Yeah.
You put them up, if you just strip the name off the jerseys and you even do the eye test, this is not a great football team.
No, it's the worst Alabama team that I think I've seen in a good couple
decades.
Yeah, it's been a while since Alabama was not good like they are not good right now. Like, I mean, they're a good football team. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But by Alabama standards, they are not good. I don't know. It was funny yesterday watching, conference championship games and seeing Nick Saban in a nice sport coat, smiling
putting
and
on
being
his lipstick.
Yeah, smiling and being pleasant with media types. Like, he's like, ooh, Nick is politicking to try to get them in for sure, because otherwise he would not be talking to these fucking people.
He was debasing himself, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. You whore. You dirty, filthy whore.
But I saw takes like TCU played an easier schedule, blah 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 blah, and I'm of the opinion SEC's tougher. Like SEC's the toughest conference, hands down.
Yeah.
But strength of schedule only matters when you win your tough games.
True.
Like, I'm sorry, you had a really tough schedule, but you lost to Tennessee and Georgia. Sorry, you lost to Tennessee and LSU.
Yeah.
Two of the toughest teams on your schedule, making up your strength of schedule. You got to win those games for that to matter.
Right. I mean, if we were doing it all based on strength of schedule, I want to say Arkansas probably had the toughest schedule in the country. And just if it was so tough, I mean, we deserve to play for a national championship,
You should be in the playoffs. If everything matters, if the only thing that matters is strength of schedule, Arkansas should be in the playoffs.
Yeah. If anyone out there, by the way, thinks that USC should be in the playoff, I
like
politely,
right now.
Yeah, if there's still anyone out there who thinks USC should have made the playoff, I politely invite them to shut the fuck up.
You had to win that game.
You had to win that game. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, there's the argument that I've seen people make that it's like, well, I mean, you can't punish them because they played an extra game, played in their conference championship game. Oh, yes, I can if they get throttled by Utah. It's not that they lost. It's that they got fucking throttled by Utah.
Yeah, and I get Caleb was hurt. I understand that. You can't get throttled like that. You can't. And like, I don't think they'd be in regardless if they lost even closely. That extra loss just hurts.
Yeah, man, for sure. Sorry, I'm trying to crazy it up just a little bit.
It is insane though, like how people are worried with the 12-team system. That like they're saying the conference championship games don't matter, which I would argue they will matter more because guess what? Technically, the Big Ten Conference Championship didn't matter whatsoever because Michigan was in no matter what, and Ohio State didn't even have to do anything, and they got in.
True. Purdue could have been the heroes we all deserved.
But Michigan would have still got in. So
yeah, that's true.
But who would have got in then? It still would have been Ohio State and Michigan. Michigan would be ranked. The only difference would be Michigan would be ranked third and TCU would be ranked second, maybe. I don't know.
You know, it's funny.
Losing to K-State's better than losing to Purdue.
You know, going into since we've had the playoff, going into like the playoff, you know, the conference championship. I do like
arguing about it.
Well, going into the conference championships, it seems like I've always had very, very like logical takes about who I want the final four to be until we hit conference championship weekend, where I just want chaos and I want to burn it all down. Like I want to see just ridiculous shit happen until we have New Mexico State playing UMass.
But if you have so with a 12-team playoff, K-State is they're playing between either a playoff game or going home in the conference championship game.
Right. It makes it important. In K-State, man, that's a team. That's a gritty team that would probably quite possibly win a few games in that sort of playoff format.
Speaking of the playoffs and the bowl season in general, the bowls were announced today in maybe the most milked thing ESPN does. Did you see how long that they were playing that for? 3 hours.
Jesus
3
Christ.
hours this morning. They started off. They did the playoff, whatever. They did their 4 teams for the playoffs. Not until 3 goddamn o'clock did the rest of the teams get announced.
Maybe
so they announced everything at 11, and then not until 3.
I had a healthy day of just sleeping and watching NFL football while I wasn't asleep. So I didn't see any of that. No, it's
so
funny.
This will be new for you, figuring out who's in what bowl.
Yeah, I haven't heard any of this yet, and I feel like they would have announced the top 4, and then Herb Street be like, all right, I'm going home. This whoever the fuck this is going to fill in for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, they probably should have. But anyway, let's breeze through all these balls. I went through, me and Uncle Rico, me and Eric went through and gave our initial thoughts on the bowl games. I just want your quick thoughts and opinions on these right here. Bahamas Bowl, UAB versus Miami of Ohio.
Banger.
I think so too. Duluth Trading Cure Bowl. I love this one. Troy UTSA.
Ooh, that's the best of the group of 5 bowl matchups, hands down. I don't even need to hear the rest.
Fenway Bowl, Cincinnati Louisville.
Why is this a thing?
Cincinnati, no head coach. I want to see who their interim is.
Yeah, but the Fenway Bowl, why is this a thing?
It's the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Even more now, why is this a thing?
I don't know. The New Mexico Bowl, BYU SMU. I think that's one's sneaky good.
That's a pretty good game. That's a pretty good game.
The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl.
That's so fucking A, that's amazing.
Fresno State, Washington State.
Oh hell yes. Way to
think
go,
that could be
Jimmy
fun.
Kimmel. Way to go, the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl committee.
The Lending Tree Bowl, Southern Miss, Rice. Under, but could be interesting. The Las Vegas Bowl, Florida, Oregon State.
Florida, Oregon State.
On the Vegas Bowl.
I
wonder if Richardson plays.
I wonder if Kitna plays. Probably not.
Probably not. Frisco Bowl, Boise State, North Texas.
That's a good matchup.
I think that could be fun. Myrtle Beach Bowl, Yukon and Marshall. UConn's in a bowl, baby.
No comment. No, but good for UConn. I'm gonna say it. Good for UConn. Good for a good season.
Here's the one that I think.
Glad you get to enjoy yourself in off-season Myrtle Beach.
Here's one that I feel like we should live stream, depending on what time it is. I might need to take it off work. The famous Idaho Potato Bowl, San Jose State, Eastern Michigan. The only directional Mich to make a bowl game.
Yeah, we live stream that 100%.
We got to live stream. I gotta get off work or something for that. The Boca Raton Bowl, Toledo, Libibity.
Okay, it's Hugh since Hugh Freeze has left.
Yeah,
it just doesn't feel like they're even worth talking about anymore.
I'm with you there. RL Carriers New Orleans Bowl, South Alabama, Western Kentucky. I think that would be a fun one.
That could be a pretty good one. It's weird having a New Orleans Bowl without the Raging Cajuns playing in it. Also,
they're playing in a different bowl though, so
sure,
it's weird.
The Mud Dogs win the Bourbon Bowl.
The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, Air Force Baylor.
I feel like Baylor's just going to throttle them. That's going to be a boring game.
It could be, but I like the under whatever. Air Force is weird. I think Air Force is the best academy team, so I don't know what to expect in that one.
Sure.
The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. Oh, Patriot Sports Radio on the Hilltoppers against South Alabama.
It's going to be tough. USA's tough, man.
He's on the Bears. I'm on the Bears probably too. The Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl, Houston versus the Raging Cajuns.
Oh man, I'm gonna give it to the Raging Cajuns all day too.
Both these teams stink.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's. I'm not interested in Dana. I'm not interested in Dana winning a bowl trophy unless it's got a shiny chrome ass like the Birmingham Bowl does.
Yes. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Missouri Wake Forest.
The fact that
I don't think Sam Hartman's gonna play.
My greatest regret as an Arkansas fan is that we let them get bowl eligible.
I feel shame for you.
I apologize to the Gasparilla Bowl committee for putting them in this position.
I just don't like Sam Hartman leaving Wake Forest. I'm with Patriot Sports Radio here as well. I hope Wake Forest just kicks the shit out of him, but I'm worried with no Sam Hartman they won't. I think he's going to Florida.
Well, at the same time, I mean, if they win, if Missouri wins, it prolongs Drinkwitz, which is always fun to talk about.
It is fun about the Easy Post Hawaii Bowl, San Diego State, Middle Tennessee. This game sucks.
Glad they stuck with a couple of
hard.
Yeah, it does. I guess I'm stuck with playing unders in Hawaii games. Except this time it's just in the state of Hawaii.
It works. You talked about them earlier in the episode, the Quick Lane Bowl in Detroit, Michigan. Take a guess which two teams that we would have never thought would be in a bowl game last year are in this one. You said one of them earlier.
I can't remember now. What did I say?
It's New Mexico State.
Okay.
And Bowling Green.
Oof. Both on the auto fade list. One
Bowling
just
Green not this year. Bowling Green was actually decent this year.
And New Mexico State
kicked the shit out of Liberty.
And New Mexico State typically just passed around like a drunk girl at a frat party in between SEC teams. Oof.
This game sucks. I'm probably going to take Bowling Green, but that game sucks.
Yeah.
The Serve Pro First Responders Bowl, Utah State, Memphis.
I don't know much about Utah State this year, but it seems like a pretty good game.
I think it could be all right. Memphis right now, according to the Action Network, I don't think these lines are accurate whatsoever. They're like a 10-point, 13-point favorite.
It means my cousin's kid gets to play in the band at the First Responders Bowl.
It's badass.
Yeah, he plays the sousaphone.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sousaphone guy?
Yeah.
The Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. ECU, Coastal Carolina. The two Carolina schools. The only two.
Like, wait, they couldn't do this at someone's stadium?
They're doing it in Birmingham.
Okay. That's just a bunch of people. God. That's a terrible game. That's just a terrible
game. Like, Coastal without
Chadwell.
And I feel like
it's a terrible game.
I was talking with Eric, and he's really thinking that McCall doesn't play.
Why would he?
It's true. He probably transfers out.
Yeah.
That sucks. This sucks.
It does. It's the end of Coastal Carolina, it seems like.
It does. It does seem that way.
They could win games. It could be
maybe,
good in the future.
But man,
it feels like the end.
The hiring of Tim Beck. Coastal Carolina, for everyone who doesn't know, Tim Beck was the OC at Nebraska. I believe he was the OC at Ohio State for a little bit, and then at Texas. Coastal, get ready for wide receiver screens.
Mm-hmm.
He loves them. Tim Beck is in love with wide receiver screens.
I really
loves them.
There was a time where I was really big into Beck, but like I don't know, his music started getting really sad, and I just wasn't quite as into it.
Some say he's inspired Kanye to an extent. The Camellia Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. Georgia Southern versus Buffalo.
Didn't Georgia Southern play in this game last year too?
I think they did. No, huh? Did they?
I think so.
It
might have been Georgia State. I can never keep the two this.
It was one of the two. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's another bowl rematch that you're gonna love and hate, and I
Okay.
hate it. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Wisconsin, Oklahoma State. Graham Mertz out at Wisconsin. He has entered the transfer portal.
Oh no, not Graham Mertz.
I know. Who would have thought Graham Mertz had all the future ahead of him? This game sucks.
Yeah, it does.
This is a team that is like looking to the future with Luke Fickell versus a team that packed it in 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah.
Oklahoma State's been packed in since the K-State beatdown.
What? How will we survive without the offensive explosion that is Graham Mertz at Wisconsin?
I don't know. It's the world will find out during the Guaranteed Rate Bowl on December 27th. The Military Bowl, baby. Duke UCF. I think this is actually a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's not bad. Go Duke, I will say.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. It's a really good game.
In Memphis, Tennessee, the AutoZone Libibity Bowl. The Arkansas Razorbacks take on the Kansas Jayhawks.
This is the matchup I probably wanted the least, quite honestly. I'm not sure who else we would have played, but yeah.
I think that could be a fun game. KJ's coming back, so you got him.
Yeah, I mean, we got KJ. KJ is coming back. At the same time, though, like, oh, man. I understand. It's going to be awesome for Kansas, and for us, it's just like, eh.
You did have a disappointing season as already.
Yeah, and also like I'm not sure if anyone's been to Memphis in like late December.
It's not great.
It's not great. It's not a great feeling. It's pretty cold. It's a lot colder than you would expect.
The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. Oregon, North Carolina.
That's a good game.
I think it's a good game. I don't know if Bo Nix plays.
Well, then all my money's on Oregon. I carry that
Bo banger this year, though.
No, he's not. Whatever. I carry that Bo Nix hate with me wherever I go.
And I wouldn't want it any other way. The Tax Act Texas Bowl, Texas Tech, Ole Miss.
It sounds like it's sponsored by Congress.
It might be.
The Tax Act.
I think that's a kind of a fun game, though.
Who's the teams again?
Texas Tech and Ole Miss.
Okay.
I think that could be fun.
I think Ole Miss might just absolutely thump them, but it could be a good game.
I don't know.
They're both. I don't know. Is it a styles makes fights kind of game? You think?
No, they're both like shootout pointsy sort of thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Syracuse, Minnesota. This one sucks.
How is Bad Boy Mowers sponsoring a bowl game that occurs at Yankee Stadium?
Baseball fields have the best mowing job.
I feel like this should happen like in like rural Tennessee or Kentucky somewhere. Quite honestly, that's like where you should be mowing with an attitude. No, my reaction to this is the same as the one in the Fenway Bowl, which is how is this a thing?
Yeah,
like games in baseball stadiums fucking suck.
Yeah, why are we creating like marquee matchups that like this should be the culminating of your season, the celebration of everything you accomplished? Oh, play in a baseball stadium.
Yeah, but which by the way, you're not going to have a corner of the end zone because of the wall.
Yeah. So
yeah, fuck that.
Eat
shit. Games in football.
In Orlando, games in baseball Florida, stadiums. We go to Florida State, Oklahoma in the Cheez-It Bowl.
I think Florida State's
going honestly kicks the shit out
of Oklahoma. You took the words out of my mouth. They're going to kick the shit out of Oklahoma.
The Valero Alamo Bowl in San Antonio, Texas. We have the Longhorns taking on the Washington Huskies. I think this is a good game.
Yeah, I kind of think Washington kicks the shit out of them, but still, yeah.
I think Ewers might be transferring, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe it's a flashback to like the banger RG3 Baylor and Washington Alamo Bowl.
Or it could be the banger, whatever bowl, was it a Sugar Bowl that Texas beat Georgia in like 5-6 years ago or whatever?
I don't remember that happening.
It was a great game, and then Georgia went on to do Georgia things, and Texas has, they've been Texas.
No, I don't remember that existing.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl, where the winner gets dumped in Mayo. Love this bowl game. It's NC State, Maryland, and Mike Locksley has come out and said he is super down to get dunked in Mayo.
I mean, I was very anti possibly seeing an octogenarian being covered in Mayo, but I'll take a king like Mike Locksley getting covered in Mayo.
The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
It's great.
It's not even Frosted Flakes. It's literally just
Tony the Tiger. He's got his own people now.
Pitt UCLA in El Paso, Texas.
UCLA's going to kick the shit out of Pitt. That's going to be a bad game.
I don't think Charbonnet plays.
I don't think it matters.
I do think DTR plays, and I think that's all the difference.
Yeah, and they still got that Bobo kid, too. So
they do.
Yeah.
The Tax Slayer. So Tax Slayer versus the Tax Act. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. It's Notre Dame, South Carolina. I think that's a sneaky good game. I think that's kind of fun.
Sneakily evenly matched, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though Drew Pine is in the
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Drew Pine's done.
Yeah, I mean he's in the transfer portal. He's gone. He's gone.
I wonder who they go. Maybe Notre Dame gets Graham Mertz.
This is not even funny. That's not even. How dare you say something that offensive?
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. I think this one could be a banger too. It's Ohio, Wyoming.
Winner gets Mantis.
Yeah, winner gets Mantis.
They just get to take Mantis home with them.
Winner gets Mantis to join their production team.
There we go. Yeah, okay.
The Transperfect Music City Bowl. It's a rematch of last year. It's Kentucky versus Iowa. This game sucks.
Man, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
That's funny. I just called Kentucky mighty. They're fucking awful.
No Will Levis, I think.
Yeah. If I were him, I wouldn't play. I'd focus on being a bad NFL quarterback like he's surely going to be.
Wins.
Yeah. Iowa wins. They shut out Kentucky.
They extend Brian Ferentz.
They shut out Kentucky. It's going to be Kentucky's not going to score a point.
I'm pretty sure Spencer Petras is transferred though, but no, he didn't transfer. He's just out. He's injured for the season.
Yeah,
big fucking whoop. The ReliaQuest Bowl, Illinois, Mississippi State. I think there's a very real chance Mississippi State could beat the shit out of Illinois, but I also think there's just as likely of a chance of Illinois slowing the game down and like being able to kind of rough up Mississippi State.
I don't know who wins this game, quite honestly. Yeah.
That's projected in the odds. It looks like Mississippi State's like a 1-point favorite.
Yeah.
And somehow in the Citrus Bowl, also sponsored by Cheez-It. So there's 2 Cheez-It Bowls, by the way.
Yeah.
LSU Purdue.
That's
Could
a pretty
be
good
fun.
matchup. That's
I think that's
pretty
fun.
even matchup, I think.
I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Now we move to the New Year's 6 bowls.
I will say Harold Perkins is going to knock the mustache off of Aiden O'Connell's face more than likely.
Fucked.
Yes.
The Orange Bowl, which is the orangest the Orange Bowl's been, it's Clemson, Tennessee.
Oh, wow. That's going to be hard to watch on television.
It's very orange.
Very orange.
I don't know. If they still had Hendon Hooker, I'd be all over Tennessee.
Yeah.
And no DJU at Clemson. He's transferring out.
So you get Klubnik?
I think you get Klubnik.
This is a terrible game. That has just turned into a terrible football game.
It really has. The All-State Sugar Bowl. Kansas State, Alabama. I want a list of how many Alabama players are sitting out in this game.
I will go ahead and tell you right now that Kansas State is winning this game.
Yes.
Like, Kansas State is winning this game. When it's not for a national championship, Nick Saban does not give a fuck, and they lose to teams that they do not normally lose to. I'm thinking of like getting upset by Utah. I'm thinking of getting upset by other teams in the BCS era when they weren't in a national championship
Oklahoma
game.
Sugar Bowl with
Yep.
Who the fuck was the quarterback then?
That's an excellent point.
Landry Jones.
Excellent point that we don't remember who the quarterback was.
It could have been Landry Jones.
Right. So yes,
I think it was Landry Jones.
Just you could go ahead and you could pencil me in for just throwing the 401k at fucking Kansas State in this game.
I also think most Kansas State players are playing.
Yeah.
There's an outside shot that Deuce Vaughn even comes back to K-State. I don't think he does. I don't think there's really a shot of that, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Banger one though is the Cotton Bowl. Tulane USC.
Whoo!
I think that's a fun game.
Get ready to get squid-billied, USC.
I'm going to be so hard on Tulane.
I bet you it's going to be funny when Caleb Williams actually just sits out, though, because...
He said that he's playing. He said that he's toughing it out and playing.
Whatever. I don't believe it.
I bet he plays for like a drive and then gets hurt, maybe.
I think he's soft, is what I think.
He's fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
Maybe the most exciting game, and consistently it usually is the Rose Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like for the last 5 years, like since the playoffs have been a thing, the Rose Bowl has at least been consistently exciting.
Last year's Rose Bowl was one of the most epic bowl games I think I've ever watched.
The Utah-Ohio State one?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Guess what? Utah's back.
That's right. There we go.
Actually, the 2 most exciting Rose Bowls of like the last 5 years or like 6 years were that Utah-Ohio State one and then the Penn State USC. This is Utah-Penn State.
Well, they got Trace McSorley. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good one, I think. That's a really good one.
Banger. And then obviously the playoffs, it's Michigan, TCU, Georgia, Ohio State.
Okay.
The dumbest and funniest thing that could happen would be if Ohio State wins and TCU somehow wins. So that you don't get the Ohio State-Michigan matchup in the national championship. I think that would be funny.
Here's what I think actually should happen is I think that instead of there being a playoff, I think that all the top 25 teams should just each like take turns taking a run at Georgia, like Kung Fu movie style. You know, like everyone stands in a circle around Georgia and then they all just run out of
one at the end of the year. Like the top 25 has to come at them.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And I don't think any of them could take. I think the hero of the Kung Fu movie, Georgia, would actually win this one. They're too good. There's no way they're not winning this, right?
I don't think. Like I think Michigan's a really good team. I do.
Yeah, but they're not a really good team.
I think Georgia.
All over.
I think Georgia is just a way better version of Michigan.
You just look at how Georgia throttled Michigan last year and like the embarrassing things that like their wide receivers were doing to their D-backs just in like blocking and things like that.
I think it's Georgia and it's no one else. Like, I don't know. This Ohio State team is weird.
Yeah.
And they've shown that they could be offensively a superpower at points.
Yeah.
I was way more excited. I'm going to be honest. I was way more excited for a fully healthy USC versus Georgia than I would be Ohio State.
Yeah, but you can't
Because
get
the way
throttled by
Caleb Williams
Utah.
is playing at the end of the year, I thought they were a way more exciting team. I don't know. TCU, Michigan could be a fun one. I think Georgia just kind of they win back to back. I think it's a little bit tougher this year for them, but that's just because they don't have the defense that they had last year.
That's fair. That's fair.
You want to go through the little coaching carousel real quick, just see where we're at, updated?
Let's go.
Okay, Jamie Chadwell out at Coastal Carolina. We talked about that earlier. Tim Beck in. Hate it. Hate it.
Hate it.
North Texas, Seth Luttrell, gone. He's out.
They just got rid of him?
They got rid of him. He's out.
What the fuck?
He finished with his total record there, 44 and 44.
Hate it.
His last 3 seasons were all losing seasons.
Eh.
I don't know. I think he could be a good OC somewhere.
Send him to Arkansas if Kendall Briles leaves.
Hugh Freeze out at Liberty. Jamie Chadwell in. I mean, I hate the move, but it's great for Liberty. Like, he's a really good coach.
Yeah.
He is a really good coach, and I would have loved him at Nebraska, but, like, whatever. Fuck you, Jamie Chadwell. I would love you at Coastal way more. Deion Sanders at Colorado. A+. Great move.
Yeah. It's one of the more shocking moves just because it's just so like out of left field, not somewhere where you would expect Prime to end up. Like you would think the Prime would end up somewhere in the Southeastern Conference or something like that, or like the ACC even. But at the same time, it's not like Prime has a regional name, you know?
He is the first coach to jump from an HBCU to a Power 5 since like 1960s.
Okay. That's pretty impressive. No, it's a great hire for Colorado. And good for Colorado, I guess. I know you hate
they've been terrible for the last like 6 years. So
that's true. And I know you hate it because you hate Colorado.
I hate it for 2 reasons. I hate it because I hate Colorado, and because Nebraska plays Colorado. I think like starting next year, we play them 2 years in a row. It's going to be very interesting. The last two times we played them, it was very heartbreaking, both games.
Yeah.
I'm expecting more of that.
Yeah. It's going to be rough for you.
It's going to be interesting because I like Matt Rule too. So
Okay.
Jeff Scott out at South Florida. Alex Golesh in. He's Tennessee's offensive coordinator.
How much of it of Tennessee was Golesh and how much of it was Heupel?
That's the thing. That's true.
Yeah.
So he's also been at Iowa State. This is his first head coaching gig. I don't know.
Well, let's go goulash, I guess.
Jake Spavital out at Texas State. G.J. Kinney, who was Incarnate Word's head coach.
Okay.
I think that's a pretty decent move.
I like that, actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing Incarnate Word didn't win their FCS matchup then.
I don't think so. Willie Taggart, we talked about FAU out. Did you see who was in at FAU?
No, I did not.
It's Tom Herman.
Woohoo!
I think that's a good hire. I think Tom Herman's a pretty decent coach.
He is. He had the bad luck of being at Texas.
Yeah, it sucks for him at Texas. Like, you saw his Houston teams, and you saw what he did at Texas versus what the people before him and now the guy after him have done. He's probably the best Texas coach in like the last 8 years.
Man, I feel like he's been playing a video game, and like all of his like avatar's attributes were stolen. Now he's got to start like completely over.
This one was one of the more bizarre ones. So Bill Clark, he retired from UAB before the season was doing his back and everything. Trent Dilfer is their head coach now.
I saw that. I saw the Dilf was getting that. I didn't know that the Dilf was coaching. Is this like a Jeff Saturday kind of hire? Has the Dilf been coaching college football?
I don't think so. So hey, I don't.
You know what Dilf means, right? Coach, so I'd like to fuck.
He's been a high school coach.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
Jeff Collins out at Georgia Tech.
Super Bowl, I guess.
Georgia Tech is just hiring Brent Key, their interim, who kind of like they looked a little bit better after they fired Collins.
Hold on, I thought you said Fritz was going to Georgia Tech.
It was rumored that he was, but he's not. Like,
okay.
He came out and flat out said no, so he's sticking with Tulane as far as I know.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I love that. And then I'm gonna call this the worst hire, not because he's a bad coach or anything, but because he's like huge scumbag. It's Hugh Freeze to Auburn. I don't know how you do a media sweep and like Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
And like make it seem like this is a great hire. Like it's in the contract that he's not allowed to run his own social media.
He's not allowed. Yeah, he can't. There's no sliding into Hugh Freeze's DMs because it will not be Hugh Freeze responding to his DMs. That is insane.
You are treating a college football coach, the highest paid public employee, well, the second highest public paid employee in the state of Alabama, like a child. And he deserves it.
No. You're not treating him like a child. You're treating him like a sex predator who can only use a laptop.
He is a sex predator. So
someone asked me, they're like, how did he get through Liberty without
Liberty?
Sorry, how did he get out of Liberty without causing any sort of stir up from contacting like prostitutes or anything? It's like, here's the deal, man. Everything causes metadata. You have to find an escort service that communicates via pigeons that they've got a coop. The youths are calling them squab pimps.
Ooh. Also, you know who the AD at Liberty is, right?
A dirtbag?
Yeah, he was Baylor's AD during all the art shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like Liberty's a dirtbag university.
Don't worry, he's been saved.
And Hugh Freeze, like he got like this summer, he was DMing that girl.
Yeah.
That was like suing Liberty for sexual assault and what. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand how you get away with. You put him under the spotlight of Auburn, he might not be the head coach come next season.
Oh no, yes he will.
No, like he might get like some scandal might come out.
No, it won't.
But
it's
Auburn is a school of integrity and honor.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Auburn, or as we like to call it, Big Liberty.
God damn. Marcus Arroyo out at UNLV. Tim Lester out at Western Michigan. Still haven't been filled yet. Probably the best hire, in my opinion, Luke Fickell at Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's knocks it out of the park.
Crazy. I wonder who goes to Cincinnati. Phil Montgomery out at Tulsa. Kenny Dillingham to Arizona State is interesting.
I think it's, by the way, I think Barry Odom might be the top of the list at Tulsa.
That would be an A+ hire. That'd be a great hire for Tulsa.
Yeah, it would suck for us, though.
It would suck for you.
Yep.
Stanford, I don't know where Stanford goes.
Mm.
Matt Rule at Nebraska. We already talked about that. I'm cool with it. I like it. He was in my top 5. And my favorite name was Biff Poggi. Michigan Associate.
Yeah. Biff Poggi.
To the clit. Biff Poggi knows how to handle a clit.
Yeah. Biff Poggi's been around for a few years. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, let's go through the NFL scores real quick. Oh, fucking Dolphins bullshit. God damn it.
We don't even have to do that. I'm good. Okay,
this has been a man. I don't even feel like talking about it. Disappointing week for me and my Dolphins. We have a video to watch.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to full screen it. Okay. So to preface this, Japan famous for game shows. Yes.
Tentacle porn.
This game show is called Octopus Games, so it works.
Okay.
So it's based off of Squid Games. It's just mostly the Squid Games aesthetic with a Japanese game show sort of vibe.
Yeah.
I don't really know much more than this. I watched 10 seconds of it, and now we're gonna watch it here. This for your enjoyment. There are English subtitles.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
The acupressure statue game.
Oh, if it'll play. Oh my God.
Don't do this to us. Don't you do this to us.
I'm refreshing it. I'm refreshing it right now. It better work. I don't know what this website is. This might be giving my computer a huge virus. The things I do. Okay, so for Squid Games, this is based off of the first game they have to play. The girl in the dress. It's like it's red light, green light. So when she's turned around, she'll be like this. You can move forward, and when she turns around to face you, you can't move at all.
Yeah. What I enjoy so much about Japanese television is that at any moment it could turn into a snuff.
Let's watch that again. Oh my God. God. And that is Octopus Games.
And scene.
What did we think? That's.
I don't ever want to see it again, but I want to watch it all the time. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm in that weird scenario. I'm in that weird spot too, where like I never want to see it again, but I want to watch every episode of it.
Someone's going to die, right?
Probably.
Okay. Japan.
Do you think a show like that would
where
work
lives
in the
are
States?
worth so much. No, give it a couple more years. Give it a recession or something. We'll be ready to do some weird shit for money on television.
Weird game shows. Like, how much is 100,000 yen? That's how much. That's what they're playing for.
$24.
100,000 yen to USD is $744.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't much. Would you do that for $744?
I think it'd
Be
really
ball
funny.
gagged on television?
I think it'd be funny. So yeah, I'd do it for free.
Of course, you would do it for just love of the game.
Yeah,
You bizarre Japanophile.
I'd do it for the love of the game because I think it'd be very funny.
Oh man.
God damn, that's just what I needed.
That
I got
was
nothing else to
amazing.
follow that.
I'm good too.
Make sure you guys check out Cocaine Bear when it comes out later next year, early next year.
Absolutely.
That's all I got, man. Chase,
That's-
what do you got going on?
Um
I'm wiped after that.
Well, you can always catch me not wearing a ball gag with party favors on it and being blasted in the face with hot pudding. That's it. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, you can find me not doing all that too everywhere. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Tune in next week to another episode of check us out Friday for the Picks Porch. It's fun. It's a good time.
And we were
See you
on, by
guys-
the way, Christian Watson, anytime touchdown and last touchdown. Boom.
Bam, baby. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next week.